Spyro Years of the Dragon, the last game in the original trilogy and the game that marked the departure of Insomniac games from this series, and for many, the last game to actually capture the magic we all love. The bar was set really high in the last game and it's time to see if this is a worthy successor of that name. And even if it is worth playing today. Stay around as we bring the third Spyro game into the modern days. This is Spyro Year of the Dragon, years later. This is gonna be a short analysis considering the kind of game this is, but let's not jump into conclusions and let's see what the games actually offer. Let's start with the easy part to judge, visual and technical aspect. Once you start the game, the first thing you realize is that it looked a lot like Ripto's Rage. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. This comes from the fact that most things are reused assets. Textures, models, animations, all come from the last game. There is new stuff, more enemies' character models are new, but their animations are recycled. So the conclusion is the same I reached with this Rage. The game looks really good, it's not going to blow your mind considering what we have today, but there are not many games out of that time that looks or plays as this one. If you want to get more details, you can watch that video right here. We have both the original Spyro and the sequel. Okay, but what about the gameplay? The first difference here is that all collectibles are only one type, Dragon Eggs. Gems are still there, they still work as they did in Spyro 2, but this time instead of having talismans and orbs, now all of them are Dragon Eggs. But despite the change in the collectible, the method to obtain it is pretty much the same as the last game. If you feel I'm making too many references to Spyro 2, it's not because I want you to watch that video. Well, I do want you to watch the video, but it's not the point. The point is that this game and that game works pretty much the same. That doesn't mean they are the same game, there are a lot of difference between both, but this difference does not amount to anything important. The first big change is the introduction of new playable characters, and this sounds like it should be a big deal, but these sections are really short, around 5 to 6 minutes for every character. That means you cannot get all you want out of these gameplay variations. For example, this character, I just call him Sergeant Pinwin, plays really different from Spyro. It has reduced mobility but with a range attack, can fly and drop bombs over the enemies. But because this section is too short, you really don't get a lot of experimentation with these mechanics. There are big improvements went into the dialogue, now there's a little more comedy to it.
Let you out. Why, you brazenly avaricious, duplicitous, larcenous ursine!
It works, you will get a laugh here and there around the game, but most changes are really subtle and don't change the overall feeling of the game. Year of the Dragon is the kind of sequel that, instead of building more on top of what is done, just build more of what is already done. It's just more of the same. And that is not something bad per se. If what we get the last time is really good, more of it can be great. And that's the case this time. Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage was really good, so more of it is not a bad thing. Insomniac did a great job understanding what makes the second game good and recreate it into the third game. You like platformer? Now you have more characters to do platformer with. You like collectibles? Now you have more collectibles. You like the levels? Now you have more levels. You like the time trials? Now you have more time trials. You have more of everything you already like. I really like boss fights in the last game because they add more action into the overall experience, and this time you can even find some optional boss fights around some levels. So the keyword here is variety, because you're not only getting more of the same, you're getting much more of the same. In conclusion, is Year of the Dragon actually worth playing? Well, it depends. If you play Ripto's Rage and find it you want more, this is right for you. If you are like me and been marathoning this game one after another, it could get pretty tiresome in some places. So I would recommend you to wait 3 or 4 weeks before jumping into this one. If you play Ripto's Rage and feel like you have seen everything you need to see, just give it a skip. You're not going to miss anything that big. To be fair, I think this is the most you can get out of the hardware this game was made for. I don't think the PS1 could deliver more without sacrificing performance, and I think it was a good decision. Insomniac only had 1 year to make this game. They knew what worked and went with it. Take it for what it is. It's not going to blow your mind, but it's definitely worth to play years later. Next week on Video Games Year Later we'll have... oh god no. Okay, next week on Video Games Year Later we'll have Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. Well, let's see how this ends. If you like this video, please give it a like and leave a comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon right there so you won't miss any future videos. Video Games Year Later will have new uploads every weekend, and we also have another series on the go, so there might be something special for you out there. Don't be a stranger and see you next week.